Thank you for watching this special presentation by QUTV. By the students, for the students.
And welcome to our QUTV special of Rivalry Week. The Quincy University Hawks versus the McKendree University Bearcats. QU comes in with an 0-6 record, 0-3 in the conference, with McKendree having a 2-4 record, 2-2 in the conference. It's a cloudy day here at QU with the temperatures of 72 degrees and precipitation chance of 80%. Game time starts at 1 o'clock. The Hawks look to continue their running ways last week as they piled a season-high 182 yards on the ground, led by Leon Spears with 90 yards. But McKendree looks to stop it with first-ranked defense in the conference at a 73.2 yards per game. McKendree's statistics over the McQU's record over the week, they have 14.5 points scoring per game, 34.2 points per game, with a total yards average of game 260.7 yards, yards allowed 379.7, with the key stats 6 of 9 fumbles lost. The Bearcats look to, with their scoring of the games, 21.3 points per game, points allowed 30.5 points per game, 287 yards total offense, giving up 366 yards per game, and their key stat, red zone defense, 19 scores against a 22 chance, 86%. We look back at last year's visit between the QU Hawks. Score did not turn out very helpful for the Hawks as they lost 20-44, giving up a combined 450 yards rushing against McKendree University. Hopefully that is not the story today, as QU is looking to get their first win under first-year head coach, Coach Pagic. This will be the week to do it, as it is Rivalry Week. The Hawks look to come in and gain off of what's happened in the last couple of weeks. We've had a close game against Urbana 3 weeks ago, losing 14-10, an overtime loss to St. Joseph's 24-21, and then last week took in a step back with 34-18 loss. We'll have more on Coach Pagic's words on that game as I interviewed him earlier this week. At halftime, we'll be showing the Hawk Talk with Coach Pagic, and also a senior spotlight of Todd Jordan, senior defensive captain, who's been with the league as a captain for 3 years. We hope that everyone will enjoy this QUTV special presentation, and please stick around, watch the game, and cheer on your Hawks. And it looks like the Hawks will be receiving at the beginning of the first quarter. McKendree is lining up for the kick. Back to return for the Hawks is number 18 and number 8. Trevor Durham is 18, and Justin Dickens is number 8. Hawks look to turn around their season. Let's try to get it a start today. McKendree University lines up for the kick, and the kick is off. Number 18 gets the return, and he pulls it out from the end zone. Starts to cut up the field, gets to the 10-yard line, cuts a break, gets to the 20-yard line, cuts it, shakes a tackler, gets tackled at about the 27-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Hawks to start off this year. So the Hawks look to continue to improve, but starting off with their freshman quarterback, Nick Lonergan. He's a red shirt from Jacksonville, Illinois. Hoping to continue with the freshman ways, having some mistakes in past weeks, but always looking to improve. Looked like there was a penalty on the field against McKendree University. Now it looks like the refs are going to talk about that call. All right, the call is confirmed. There will be a 10-yard penalty. 10-yard penalty against McKendree University on that kickoff, bringing their field position to the, looks like the 38-yard line. QU looks to line up. McKendree University seems to be having a problem with this call, as I was not able to see it, so I do not have the abilities to tell you what happened. McKendree looks to continue their winning ways, coming in with back-to-back victories, looking to get another one to notch it to 3 straight. QU looks to get their first win. And the game is on now. Nick Lonergan lines up, ready to take the snap. And he drops back, hands it off, runs up the field. A pretty good gain of about 6 yards. This is a good run. Looks as the Hawk can continue to do that. Gaining 6 yards of play is usually very good. Most teams try to average around 4. Nick Lonergan drops back, ready to take the snap again. Drops back. There's like a draw to the side, and Leon breaks it open. He's running down. He's to the 40. Gets tripped up, tackled at about the 34-yard line. A big gain for Leon Spears, looking to continue from last week's gain of 90 yards and a season-high 182. Leon is from Aurora, Illinois, and he's a junior. Has a lot of speed, very talented running back. Nick Lonergan's under center. Drops back. Hands off, looks like a little delay, but gets stuffed. Only a gain of 1 on the field. Sometimes the defensive line is going to blow those plays up, but you look to keep grinding it out. Sooner or later, those will opening up the passing game. And that's when you hope the freshman mistakes will not come at key moments. Like second down for the QU Hawks. Nick Lonergan hands it off to Leon Spears on a run, but gets stuffed right at the first down. Looks basically about a loss of 1. Going to be 3rd down. 3rd and 10. Here's when we'll see if the development of Nick Lonergan is continued. Justin Dickens lined up to the bottom side of the screen. Nick Lonergan, shuffle pass. Breaks 1 tackle, but gets stuffed at about the 31-yard line, bringing it to 4th down. Tried to get the McKendree defense caught off guard. but it seemed like McKendree was looking for it. QU comes out to line up to try to get first down and continue this drive. Nick Lonergan rolls out to the left. Throws a wide open pass, and he is caught at the 15-yard line. Good pass, good delivery, good rollout. Cody Gower, a junior from Sawi, Georgia, on the reception there. Very good look in. Hard catch, but great way to look it in. Looks off in the strong offensive line. McLonergan hands the ball off, but he gets stuffed again at the line of scrimmage. Hughes got to look to try to get some more holes for Leon to run in. They're not going to happen all game, but you want to try to continue moving forward instead of going back. Hawks look like they're starting off pretty strong this drive. Oh, a stumble. Leon up the middle. Cuts off to the side. Gets a gain of about 2. Looks to be 3rd and 8. Hawks really need to give up on these key scoring drives. As we showed you earlier, McKendree gives up 86% of the time a score. We got to take all those opportunities that we can. Nick Lonergan drops back for the pass. Releases. Oh, and dropped by number 10, Jared Sargent. Sophomore receiver. He's got to look those in. Those are the opportunities that you must capitalize. You're not going to get a lot of those opportunities. The defender was on his backside, and now the Hawks must line up for a field goal. Q takes a snap. Field goal is up. And it is good. The Hawks score their first points of the game with a field goal, giving the score of 3-0 with 10 minutes and 36 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Always good to start off your game with a scoring drive on the first possession. Builds confidence, builds your chemistry. You'll be able to open the playbook a little bit more, and we'll maybe be able to see Nick Lonergan really develop as a quarterback. Keep in mind, this is only his second game starting, and he is a redshirt freshman, so not a lot of time with the playbook. Now McKendree comes to step in. Their scoring offense is not in the top of the league, about in the bottom half and 6th. But in recent weeks, as said, they've won 2 straight, and they look to improve upon this. Quincy University lines up for their kick. And the kick is off. Oh, a squib kick. Picked up, taken down at about the 33, 34-yard line. McKendree comes in with freshman quarterback Isaiah Fisher. He's got an efficiency rating of 113.28 with 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions. Let's hope we can continue that side and give some turnovers to the QU defense. Hands off the ball to 27. It's stopped behind the line for a loss of 2. It was a good stuff, good penetration by the defensive line. Able to get in the backfield before the running back could even get to this line of scrimmage. Always good when your defense can start off the game explosive like that. Hand off to the wide side. And he's stuffed again. Gets up to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for the the McKendree Bearcats. This defense looks to be flying today. Hope we can continue this. McKendree Bearcats line up to try to get a first down, and the crowd is getting pumped for it. Fake to the handoff, wide side, wide receiver slips, but still makes the catch at about the 49-yard line. Good catch. Good D, but good catch by the wide receiver. Those are the miscues you hope that McKendree can make, but not always going to be there. McKendree comes up to the ball again. And an option. Takes it himself, cuts up the field. Gets a gain of about 7. Good cut off the left side of the line. It's when you hope your linebackers can fill in and stop those option attacks. QU defense looks to continue to improve, giving up about 119 yards per game. Want to try to keep that a little lower, but sometimes happens out that way. Oh, correct me. 188 yards per game. Remember, you are watching QUTV's coverage of Rivalry Week against McKendree University and the Quincy University Hawks. Be sure to stay around at the halftime as we will show an interview with Coach Pagic with our Hawk Talk and a senior spotlight on defensive captain Todd Jordan, who's been a captain with the defense for 3 years. We talk with him about changes that he's seen, changes that he hopes he can make, and what he plans to do in the future. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. QU is up 3-0. McKendree driving the ball down the field. QU looked to have had a stop, but McKendree came up with a great pass play and was able to continue the change. Now it is 2nd down and 3. McKendree drops back, hands off to their fullback, and he gets the first down with a gain of about 4. QU's got to try to make it a longer 2nd down play, give their defense a better chance to make a stop. McKendree University seems to be moving the ball pretty well, but always the Hawks can do some stops. McKendree University turns around, hands the ball off. Gets a gain of about 4. It's going to be about 2nd and 6. Now, Coach Pagic, in talking with him earlier this week, said he saw gains with the defense, special teams, and offense. Let's hope that we can get in a complete game. The offense seems to be clicking it. Defense doing pretty well. We just need to do a little more. Turns around, hands the ball off. Gets stopped early, but the running back continues forward for about another 3 yards. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 3. Short yardage play. We got to try to continue. McKendree struggles to convert on 3rd downs as they're 6th out of 9th in the conference with a 33.7% percentage on 3rd downs. See if the defense can get some penetration and get back. Turn around. Oh, and then quarterback did a fake up to the fullback. Fullback got stopped, fell forward for about a yard, so it looks to be 4th and 2 with the field range. They're probably going to go for it on 4th down. And this is the time where the Hawks really need to stand up, as McKendree is 7th in the league, in the conference, in 4th down conversions. McKendree lines up, hand off to the fullback, penetration, gets him, and he is stopped. Gets to the line of scrimmage, great penetration from the defense to get to the backfield before the quarterback could even really hand the ball off to the running back. And good way for the team to follow through and get the running back down before he was able to cross the 1st down. Hawks take the ball over, 1st and 10 at about the 33-yard line. Let's see if they can continue what they did last drive and score again. Man goes in motion. Hawks hand the ball off in the middle. And looks to get a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7 at the Hawks' 36-yard line. The Hawks need to continue with the run game, set up the pass. As I said earlier, McKendree is on the lower half of passing, but very high on the rushing side of defense. And Leon breaks the bone, gets up to the 50-yard line, 45, looks to be tackled at the 44. Refs are going to spot him at the 44-yard line. Great run up the middle, great vision by Leon Spears. Leon just continues to improve week by week as the Hawks continue to prove week by week. Hawks line up. Nick Lonergan turns around, hands the ball off. Good cut, but stopped right by McKendree's D. Looks to be a gain of about 1. That's Ladarian Shelby now in running back from Decatur, Illinois, a junior. Ladarian is a very good overall athlete. A good change of pace between Leon and Ladarian. Hands the ball off. Oh, fake. Tight end wide open. Falls, though. It's going to be spotted behind the 1st down line. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and short. The Hawks really seem to be moving the ball today. Always a good sign when you can move the ball early. McKendree's having a hard time figuring out the QU offense. Lonergan drops back, hands off to Shelby, and he gets the 1st down. Hawks 1st down at the 34-yard line. The McKendree is ranking at the top of rushing defense, first in the league, or in the conference. QU is seeming to have no problems moving the ball on them on the ground. Lonergan drops back for the pass, steps up in the pocket, and the ball is thrown off target. Nick Lonergan, remember, is a freshman quarterback. There's going to be some mistakes. Good job stepping up in the pocket, being ready for the pressure. Just got to connect on those passes. Jared Sargent and Cody Gower lined up at the top of the screen. Justin Dickens at your bottom. Nick hands the ball off. Oh, gets stuffed behind the line. Looks to be maybe fell forward to the original first down. Refs spot them at the 34. So 3rd and 10 with 2:36 left in the first quarter. See if the Hawks can get a first down here and continue this drive. Justin Dickens lined up at the bottom of your screen. Lonergan drops back for the pass. Looking at Dickens. Ball comes. And Dickens drops right through his hands. Good attempt, a little low. But good play. Lonergan's got to remember to get the ball up a little higher, as Dickens had to come back for the ball. It's 4th and 10. Lonergan drops back for the pass. Steps up in the pocket, decides to start to run, shakes free, throws it away. And because he was... Looks like there's a penalty on the field. We will see what the refs are going to call. I saw him inside the pocket. I think it might be intentional grounding. Freshman mistakes. We hear the call. All right, the flag was waved off the field, so there was no intentional grounding on the play, which is a good thing, as the Hawks would have lost 10 yards and turned the ball over on that play. McKendree takes the ball over at about the 35-yard line. See if the Hawk defense can continue to shut this McKendree offense down. McKendree lines up. Flags all over the field. And we will see what the call is. And that's false start on the offense. Tried to catch the defense off guard, but jumped themselves off. It's a loss of 5, so now it'll be 1st and 15 at about the Hawks' 29-yard line. McKendree lines up for the play. Hands the ball off. Gets about a gain of 3. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 12. Or 2nd and 12, my mistake. The Hawks defense really seems to be improving over recent weeks as we continue to show some intensity. McKendree hands the ball off to the wide side. Good fill. And a good stop. A decent gain of about 3 yards again. But that false start penalty really seemed to hurt McKendree, as now it's 3rd and 10 instead of what could have been a 3rd and short. And that's where penalties really will come in to kill you. You must be able to be disciplined, especially on false start penalties. You must not give those up. McKendree lines up in a shotgun formation. Drops back the pass. Throws it over. Almost intercepted. Great defensive play by number 35, Dan Camp. Now remember, Dan Camp was a linebacker last year, converted to defensive back this year. Very young, promising player. McKendree lines up to punt it off. And he receives it at about the 21-yard line. Cuts over, starts to drop back, starts to get open. Only the kicker to beat. Breaks it free. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Hawks. A great punt coverage, special teams for the QU Hawks. Give themselves a great opportunity in the first quarter with 18 seconds left. Those are the kind of plays you need to make. Jared Sargent with the return. Great vision, great blocking, overall touchdown. And the field goal attempt is up. And there it is, 10-0. Hawks, 18 seconds left in the first quarter. It was great coverage. Good job by Jared to find the opening. Almost got tripped up a couple of yards below his receiving spot, but good blocking by the QU special teams. Breaks it open for a big time punt return for a touchdown. McKendree lines up for the return. Q comes up for the kick. And the kick is off. Another squib kick. Return at about the 26. Gets to about the 41-yard line. A decent return. Great field position for McKendree. That's the problem with squib kicks. You give up good field position, but you limit the opportunities for the return man to have. Ball. Seems like the refs are having a talk. Ref looks to be making a call. An offsides penalty on the QU Hawks. Gives McKendree more field position as they take the ball at about the 47-yard line. McKendree hands the ball off. Looks to be a gain of 4. And I think that will take us into the end of the first quarter. And that's the end of the first quarter with the QU Hawks up 10-0. QU Hawks continue to show dominance in that first quarter. See if the Hawks can continue in the second quarter. Reminding you, this is QUTV's coverage of Rivalry Week. Quincy University playing against the McKendree University Bearcats. Remember, at halftime, we'll be showing you an interview with Coach Pagic as he talks about last week's game of St. Ambrose, the improvements over the season, and his thoughts on what could happen in this game. And we will also show you a senior spotlight of Todd Jordan as the senior defensive captain, who's been a captain with the QU Hawks for 3 years now. Talked about changes with the program, his changes with himself, and what he plans to do in the future. McKendree takes the ball over at about the 50-yard line, second down. Hands the ball off right up the middle. QU seems to be a stop. Running back falls forward for a gain of about 2. QU Hawks are really limiting the big plays that killed them last week, giving up multiple 20-yard plays and 3 scores of over 30 yards. Really shows improvement, as that's what this season is all about. McKendree University drops back for the pass, and he's sacked. Big time stop by number 52, Andrew Schmeichel, junior from Naples, Florida. Great penetration, good defensive coverage downfield to make the quarterback have no decision to go where with the ball. Jared Sargent goes to return the field, look to wave his hand. Fair catches it at about the 11-yard line. QU takes over the ball, the 11-yard line. Leon Spears is the leading rusher after the first quarter. 8 carries for 53 yards, averaging 6.5 yards a carry. Neither quarterback has had many opportunities, but Nick Lonergan is leading in that category with 27 passing yards. Has a run off the edge, and he breaks it open, gets to about the 24-yard line. Brent Walker on the carry there. Carry of about 13. And that's the good thing with this QU offense. We have a lot of running backs that can break it open, have a lot of speed. Nick Lonergan drops back, turns around, hands the ball off to Shelby. Tackled for a loss about the 20-yard line. A loss of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 14 for the QU Hawks. Lonergan turns around, hands it off to Shelby, cuts it up the field. Gains those yards lost and some. Looks to be a gain of about 6. It'll be 3rd and 8. Look, oh, there's a holding penalty on the QU Hawks, negating that play. A costly penalty for the Hawks. A good gain of 6 to try to make it 3rd and 8. Now it's going to be 2nd and 24. Already pushing the Hawks within their 10-yard line. It's going to need some big plays from Lonergan to continue this drive. We line up in the shotgun formation. Lonergan drops back for the pass. Sits in the pocket. Steps up. Starts to run. Comes around and gets tackled from behind. There's a penalty downfield. We'll see, it looked to be a gain of 2. And there's a player injured on the field. We'll take this moment to remind you again, this is rivalry week. Quincy University versus McKendree Bearcats. QU with an overall record of 0-6. Bearcats with an overall record of 2-4. Conference, Quincy 0-3. Bearcats 2-2. Hawks looking to get their first win of the year with first-year quarterback. And reminding you, the rest of the season games this year, as the Hawks will continue to try and improve this year. On October 20th, Missouri S&T. And then following that, on October 27th at Central State. And November 3rd here at Flynn Stadium against Kentucky Wesleyan. And then November 10th at William Jewell. Looks like the flag must have been waved. So the Hawks take the ball now. 3rd and very long. Lonergan drops back for the pass. Big time rush. Almost picked. On plays like that is about 50-50. 50 on your quarterback, 50 on the receiver. Quarterback led the receiver a little too much, but the receiver's got to bail the quarterback out and go a little bit farther. Jared Sargent on the end of that. Now, he's only a sophomore, so he's going to make some of those mistakes. You hope that they don't happen in field position like that. And the punt is off. Pretty good punt. Takes one bounce. Guy returns it. And taken down right away by number 45, Derek Morford. Freshman from Aledo, Illinois. Great punt coverage down there. Sometimes one of the hardest tackles is the open field tackle on punts or kicks. And it's good to see that he was able to wrap up and take him down in the open field. Looks like there's a penalty on the play. And there was a holding penalty on McKendree University, so that'll be 10 yards at the end of the tackle. Going to be first down for McKendree. McKendree seems to be shooting themselves in the foot there. It's going to be decent field position, but with the penalty, even less. Quarterback Fisher drops back, turns around, fakes it, handoff, wide open tight end, and he doesn't make the catch. Quarterback's got to lead him a little bit more there. Threw it behind him, made it a harder catch than need be. And tight end Joe Santiago was not able to come up with the catch. But again, that's another thing that McKendree has to deal with, is they also have a freshman starting at quarterback. You got to deal with the freshman mistakes. Just hope that he gives you the best opportunity to win. McKendree goes to line up for the field. Fisher turns around, hands the ball off to number 6. Brought down. Looks to be a gain of about 3. Looks to be 3rd and 7 for McKendree University. Hawks really need to come up with a stop here on this. Giving up about 32.5% of the time. Good shake, good pressure. And almost a big play from McKendree. Good thing for the QU Hawks that he was not able to come up with that. Great pressure from the defensive line on the quarterback. There looks to be a penalty on the field. And we will see what the call is as the refs talk it over. You cannot let the receiver get behind the defense like that, though. There's an unnecessary roughness penalty on number 90, Christian Jordan. Not sure what exactly happened. I'm guessing a roughing the passer may have hit his helmet, may have took him down. One of the things defensive linemen have to worry about is you're not able to hit the quarterback at the head. 15 drops back. Fisher turns around, guns it, and he cannot come up with it. Hits him off the hands. He looks to be hurt. Nope, he gets up, shakes it off. That is a good fortune for the QU Hawks. This is number 4, Nick Lutker. Is not able to come up with that. Going to be 2nd and 10 for the QU Hawks. Which returns, hands the ball off. Decent gain on the edge for Cameron James. Looks to be a gain of 4 yards. Going to be 3rd and 6. The Hawks have had multiple opportunities to be exploited by this McKendree defense, or McKendree offense, excuse me, but they are not coming up with the big plays, which is good fortune for QU as they gave up a lot last week against St. Ambrose. Freshman quarterback gets the catch, pump fakes, starts to run, misses the open tackle, breaks a big run, still on his feet. Brought down at about the 22nd yard line. A big demoralizer for the QU Hawks. As I said earlier, sometimes one of the hardest tackles to make is the open field tackle. And 2 open field tackles missed right there. Ends in a long run and first down for McKendree University. Sometimes you need to just slow down and wrap up and get that ready for the tackle. Fisher turns around for the option. Fakes it, takes it himself. Looks to get a gain of about 5. Excuse me, looks like 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 6. QU's defense seems to be a little slow on this drive. Turn around, option. Flips it to Cameron. Gets tackled just short of the first down. Looks to be a 3rd and 1. This is when the defense really needs to step it up. Fullback handoff. And the refs are going to spot him just in front of the first down. Right outside the 10-yard line. Looks to be about on the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for McKendree University. The Hawks really did fill good there, but they filled too much in the middle. Needed to fill a little bit on the outside. Linebacker needs to come in and stop that at the line of scrimmage. At least stand the runner up till the rest of the defense can come up and stop them. McKendree University will have an opportunity to get another first down still for scoring. Hands it off. Number 6 shakes the tackle. Looks to be a gain of about 4 again. Now, we only gave up 26 yards rushing in the first quarter. And it seems to be that now they are exploiting that rushing game and starting to get some big yards.
Stand by camera 2.
There's just under 7:30 in the second quarter left. Quarterback drops back for the pass, turns. Wow, and the receiver drops it in the end zone. A decent pass. You got to come up with those, Pat Doty. But good fortune for the QU Hawks as number 17, Fritz Laritzen, was caught out of position, giving the inside edge to that wide receiver. Now in the deep field, you're going to want to give up that inside position just a tad bit. But definitely at the red zone, those quick slants are going to really come into play as there's not much field to move. Receiver, defensive man has to line up in the middle of them. Quarterback shakes, breaks 2 tackles, and gets in for a score. Isaac Fisher running it in. Missed tackles are going to kill a defense. Must get there, wrap up, and team tackle on defense. On this drive, it seemed to be a lot of single tackles, not much team to follow through. McKendree lines up for the point after. And it's good. McKendree University takes the goose egg off of the scoreboard and gets a score now to 10-7 with 7:14 left in the second quarter. Now, hopefully that was just a bad defensive drive for the Hawks. And McKendree has not figured out this defense just yet. There was good plays. One play that seemed to be a big step in the wrong direction was that unnecessary roughness penalty that really moved the ball and gave an automatic first down for McKendree. And then the big run from Isaac Fisher. on that drive.
Good job, camera 2. Good job.
And those are the plays where, again, you must make the open field tackle. You give those free. That's the reason why it's an open field tackle, because once they miss it, they have the field to run. Those are the times when you need to come up, break down the tackle, and wrap up. A lot of young players get eager for the big hit and try to knock the player out and are unable to do it as they are not ready for it. McKendree lines up, kicks the ball off. Jared Sargent gets the return, takes it up the left field, gets to the 20-yard line, takes a cut, breaks one tackle, gets wrapped up at about the 24, 23-yard line. QU takes the ball over at the 24-yard line. Really hoping to forget about last drive, as the Hawks were unable to move the ball anywhere on the field. Lonergan drops back, hands the ball off to Spears, who's wrapped up behind the line. Looks to be a loss of 1. Lonergan lined up again. Turns around, hands the ball off again, right up the middle. Gets stuffed again. These inside runs are not going to continue to work unless the offensive line can get a big push back. That's where you get most of your yardage on the inside runs. QU's got to use their ability for speed with Leon Spears. Try to get him to the edge. Either sweeps or screens, try to get him some open field room. Lonergan drops back, rolls to the lower part. Misses a tackle. Gets tackled just at the line of scrimmage. Going to be 4th and 8. QU's going to punt. Now the offensive line, though they're rolling out, has to get some more time for the quarterback to develop and look down the field. He was under pressure a lot in that last play. Number 9, big time punt. Caught him returning it back, but he cuts it up, and there's a big penalty. And another penalty is thrown. But there's a player down. Never mind, he is getting up. A little slow to get up. Player got up. It was like number 46, Daniel Lee. Remember, there are 2 flags on the field. There was a block in the back at the 21-yard line. It's a 10-yard penalty from that spot, giving really good positions for the QU defense. McKendree lines up for the ball. Take the ball. Turns around to the fullback. A decent stop. Looks to be a gain of about 3-2. Giving up those small runs is what you want to do. 3 or less yards, try to get them into a bad 4th down so they will not go for it, especially at this side of the field. Fisher turns around, drops back for the pass. Going good defensive breakup for number 5, Mason Brooks. D really did good stepping up in that play. Really like the defensive efforts for this defense right now. Seems that they have put last drive behind them. Fisher gets taken back in the backfield. Tackled at the 10-yard line. A great stop by number 45, Derek Morford. Q Hawkins really seems to be getting that penetration. They just got to continue to do it. As the defense gets tired, they start to give up the penetration from the offensive line. Q Hawk looks to be going after the punt to block it. Punt, Jared Sargent muffs it. Must get on the ball. You cannot have those mistakes, the QU Hawks. Correction on the sack. The last play was on number 55, not 45. Juan Ciberin in on the tackle. QU Hawks look to try to score before half. 3:40 left in the second quarter. Ball at the 36-yard line. Lonergan turns, fakes a handoff. McKendree read it right away. Deep pass. Good catch by Jared Sargent. This man is seeming to come up in the offense and special teams today. Remember, Sargent was the one who returned the punt for a touchdown earlier, and now making a big play in the offensive game. Good rollout by Lonergan. Good job to avoid the defense as the defense read that completely. Good arm throw right over the defense. Great catch. QU takes the ball over at the 45-yard line. Hands the ball off to Leon Spears. Tried to make a cut but gets stuffed. It's a gain of about 1. Sometimes when those plays happen, you got to continue running on the outside. You might, if you cut too early, you'll run right into the defense. Q takes over the 44-yard line. Lonergan drops back for the pass. Defense is coming on him. Lonergan starts to escape, rolls out. Cuts it deep down, and Jared Sargent again with a catch. Great catch. Great look by Lonergan. The athletic, but Sargent is down. Sargent is down right now. We go looking at our QU spotlights. Number 14, Nick Lonergan. Talked about how he is a freshman quarterback. A very good young development quarterback. He's from Jacksonville, Illinois, with a 96.1 efficiency rating. But his completion percentage is only a 47.1. If he wants to continue to improve, he's got to increase that. He's got 342 yards on the season, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But remember, those are freshman mistakes. As long as he can cut down those interceptions, increase those touchdowns, QU looks to have a bright future, at least at the quarterback helm. Jared Sargent is up off the field, slowly walking off. Always good when you can see a player get up over on his own power and is able to move. Walking very slowly, though. QU Hawks go to take the ball at the 27-yard line after that big play, big reception. Players go in motion. Lonergan turns around, hands the ball off. A decent run for Walker. Looks to be a gain of about 3. You want to continue to pound the yards. 3-4 yards a carry is good. As you continue to move the ball, get those third downs to minimum yards. Lonergan turns around, fakes a handoff. Defense read him wide open, and penalty on the field. Defense came up and hit the receiver a little too early. That was Jalen Rose trying to make the catch, but the defense came up just a tad too early and hit him before the ball was there. It's one thing that's hard about a defensive back is you got to make sure when you come in for that ball that you're going to be able to hit them right as the ball is coming. You hit too early, that's a pass interference, and those are big killers for the defense. Looked like the penalty was on number 18, Jamison Wilson. It looks like the penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot due to the field position right now. But it is an automatic first down. 1:29 left in the second quarter. QU Hawks 10-7 over the McKendree Bearcats. Remember, this is QUTV's special coverage of Rivalry Week. Stick around at halftime as we will show an interview with Coach Tom Pagic and a spotlight of defensive back Todd Jordan. Handoff to Walker, wide open, and is in for the touchdown. Touchdown Hawks. Big field, big enough field to drive a truck through. Really good spotting. Good way to cap off a drive right before halftime. There's 1:23 still left in the second quarter, though, giving enough time for McKendree to do something too. Point after is up, and it is good. Hawks are up 17-7 against McKendree University. The first half really seems to be improving. We really seem to be showing signs of life with this offense. Defense seems to be coming around besides that one drive where penalties did hurt them. And a great way to score right before halftime. It's always something positive to go into if you can score right before halftime, especially with QU receiving the ball at the beginning of the game. Gives some more cushion room for their defense. Keeps the morale of the team up. Always positive. Now we look as the Hawks get ready to kick the ball off. McKendree will be in the 2-minute drill, hoping to try to score before half. The Hawks got to look to put a stop to it. There's not going to be a lot of time, so that also means there will not be a lot of time for defensive changes. So a lot of these players are going to be in there for this last minute 23 and quick. A booming kick. Number 6 returns the ball at the 1-yard line, cuts it up the field, cuts out to the outside, shakes a tackler, gets up to the 25-yard line. Time is stopped at 1:13. McKendree must drive 75 yards to get a touchdown. QU's got to hope to not give up the big plays on this drive. Defense really has been stepping it up this game. They cannot relax for this last 1:13. Need the defense to come up with some big stops. Turnaround handoff. And there's one right there. A gain of about 1 for the QU Hawks. Looks like number 47 and number 40 were in on the tackle. Excuse me, it looks like 47 and 42 in on the tackle. Zach Bath and Corey Connolly. Remember, it is 17-7. QU Hawks over the McKendree Bearcats with a minute left in the second quarter. And also a reminder, it's QUTV special coverage of Rivalry Week. We'll be having an interview with Coach Pagic at halftime, talking about last week's game against St. Ambrose, the overall season, and his thoughts on this game. And then also a senior spotlight on defensive captain Todd Jordan. Talk to him about the changes in the program, changes in himself, and what he plans to do in the future. And actually, as we talk about that, Todd Jordan is our defensive spotlight this week. Remember, he is a senior from St. Louis, Missouri. He's got 22 total tackles and 3 passes broken up. McKendree takes the ball. Defense breaks down. Number 88 gets the catch. Looks to get a first down, but was not able to get out of bounds. Because of the first down, the clock will stop for the time being until the ball is set. Clock continues to roll down to 48 seconds. Looks like McKendree is going to be pretty content with the 17-7. They're not hustling really with the ball. Quarterback screen to the fullback, number 45. Timeout. Timeout McKendree. .29 seconds left on the clock. McKendree takes another timeout. Got 1 remaining. McKendree seems to not be really pressuring the ball on this last 2-minute drill like I had thought they would. Seems to be taking a 17-7 losing side into the halftime, is going to be content with them. Of course, it's going to be second down, ball at the 35-yard line. Hopefully the Hawks can come up with a stop or a turnover, maybe put a quick 3 points on the board before halftime. Looks to be a bump in coverage. Really deep pass. Quarterback taken down. And it looks like another timeout is called. McKendree takes their final timeout with 21.7 seconds left on the clock. Not 100% sure on why taking the timeout there. Gives more time for QU to salvage. If they're able to come up with a turnover, it's going to really give them a chance to score, as they have 2 timeouts remaining going into halftime. Decent crowd at Flynn Stadium on this Saturday. Still cloudy. Temperature roughly the same. Wind picking up a little bit. Now I'll be surprised if they do not do a run here. There's a quarterback sneak. Now big time one. Fisher breaks it open. Quick. And the ball is spiked. Stop the time at 10.8. Ball is at the 45-yard line. A big run right before that. It's going to really kill the defense going into halftime, especially if McKendree is able to find a way to score. Those are the plays that you look to prevent, especially right before halftime. They can be a big morale demoter, especially since QU was able to score right before halftime. You do not want to change the morale of the locker room going in. Looks out, McKendree lines up in a spread offense. Flag on the field. Delay of game. He's going to take the ball back 5 yards. Line them up at the 50-yard line. Clock gets reset to 10.8 seconds. McKendree comes out again in a spread offense, 4 receiver wide. Fisher drops back for the pass, throws it, gets hit as he threw. Ball comes up short. Great pressure by the defensive line there. We'll have to see what McKendree decides to do, as it is 3rd and 15. 5.9 seconds left in the second quarter. Again, to remind you, there will be an interview about Coach Pagic right as halftime comes up. Also a spotlight interview with Todd Jordan. Fisher takes the snap, draw, and gets tackled at about the 46-yard line, and that is halftime, with QU taking a 10-point lead going into the second half, 17-7 for the QU Hawks. Really good defense by the Hawks displayed in that quarter. Offense seemed to be clicking, especially as we went on, as the continue goes. And now I sat down earlier this week with Coach Tom Pagic as we discussed the overall season, last week's game, and his views about this game coming up in this week's Hawk Talk. Today I'm sitting here with Coach Tom Pagic, the head football coach of the QU football team. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
Tell us how you think the season is going so far.
Well, we're hanging in there. 0-6, not a great start. We've played well at times. There's been some competitive games. This past weekend we kind of struggled a little bit. Probably wasn't playing the way we played the past couple of weeks against Urbana and St. Joe's. We were starting to really break through and do some good things. But our guys are working hard. They're continuing to fight, and we've still got a long season left. And it's not where you start; it's where you finish. So we have some work to do.
As you said, 0-6. That's not the record everyone wants to hear, but there's always bigger things when it comes to records. So, what improvements have you seen from week 1 to now?
I think we've improved each week. Probably the biggest improvement's been our special teams, where we struggled a little bit against Northwood and Indiana State for some big plays. But I think at this point in time, going to Game 7, our guys have done a tremendous job buying into the schematics of it. We're asking them to play offense and defense, and then going to play special teams and do a great job there. And I think we're close to winning that day. We've won it a few times. Punt return, kick return, kickoff, field goal block, and punt. I think we're doing a good job there. I think we improved offensively. As crazy as it sounds, the 4 turnovers against St. Ambrose wasn't very good. That'll get you beat against anybody. Illinois or Peter Pan Pratt, whichever school you play, if you turn over 4 times, that's tough to come back from. Defensively, we've been solid. Urbana was pretty solid, didn't finish, a couple plays left. St. Joe's did a great job shutting them out at the end of the second half. And defensively, we struggled a little bit, giving up some big plays. So as the offense got on track a little bit, we rushed the ball very well in the first half for 128 and, I think 182 overall. So that's a big dramatic increase from where we were from Game 1. We're just not scratching each other's back right now. When we need the defense, the offense is doing well. And when the defense needs the offense, we struggle a little bit. And we have to play a focused game this weekend against McKendree, offense, defense, and kicking. And I tell our guys, listen, you've got to play consistent. Up and down, a roller coaster, it's tough. There's no consistency there. And we don't need you to be great. We just need you to be consistent. And hopefully we'll put all 3 phases together this weekend for our first win against McKendree.
And one thing you talked about is we were really close against St. Joseph's College 2 weeks ago, and then last week had those hiccups with St. Ambrose.
Sure.
What did you see as a main problem with the playing against St. Ambrose?
Well, I think we started pretty good. We get the lead at 7-0, and I think to sum it up, probably the first half is the easiest to remember. You sum it up to where first and goal from the 9. It's 14-6 them. First and goal from the 9, good offenses punch it in for 7, okay offenses get 3. So it's either 14-9 or 14-13, or who knows, maybe we go for 2. Maybe it's 14-14. So we don't get that score. They turn around and do a great job in a 2-minute drill, go 90 yards, get 7 points. We come back in the second half. We go 3 and out. They come down and score to go down 3 scores. So that minute and 40-some seconds and that 6 minutes of the first quarter, that really got us and put us behind a little bit when we had a chance to come out in the second half after hopefully finishing in the first half. That was a big summarization. Defensively, we gave up some big plays for touchdowns. Their quarterback, Eric Williamson, had a career day, made it tough. So when the quarterback has a career day and you bust on defense a little bit, that's not a good ingredient for playing great defense. First half, we did some good things, rushing the ball for 128 yards. Had to come from behind a little bit, change our game plan a little bit, and wasn't conducive to our team. And I think that's what got us. We're going back to St. Joe's. You saw a lot of character there. You saw a lot of fight. When we finished, both teams were playing well. Defense, offense, and special teams. Go back to Urbana, playing well. Offense, defense, and special teams to almost pull that game out. So I think those 2 games you saw a lot about what our team can be like, what it is like. We just got beat by a good football team in St. Ambrose and shot ourselves in the foot a couple times to help their cause as well.
One thing that also has been happening with these recent weeks is we've got a new quarterback, Nick Lonergan, a redshirt freshman. Why the sudden change at quarterback?
Well, I think leaving the Urbana game, we were looking for a sparkle on offense, and we decided to make a change at that point to give our chance something, offensively speaking, maybe carries over to your team a little bit. But we thought Nick would be a good change, good spark for us, and he's played well. He's done some good things. He's given us what we've needed at times. He's made some freshman mistakes, and that's an internship by promotion. And the great things that he does, you're going to bite the bullet a little bit because he's still young. That was his first start since high school. So to go through a year, he will have had 7 starts. To be a seasoned veteran quarterback, you're going to need some starts under your belt to be able to get different looks on defense to be successful. Each look he gets is a new look. So he got to revert back to his skills and what he knows. But like anything else, you're always better as a senior than you are as a freshman, just because you're well seasoned and probably played 30 to 40 some football games.
Well, this is going to be his second start, and it's going against an opponent who seems to be on a hot streak. McKendree's coming off of back-to-back wins. How do you guys plan to stop them so we can get our first win of the season?
Well, I think defensively what they do is a little unique. You'll see that as you guys are going to broadcast, obviously, what you're doing today. But the wing tee offense, so that's unique. There's a spread offense in college football. We're kind of multiple. We run the football a lot of different sets. They are strictly wing tee with 3 or 4 backs in the backfield. Going to be a different caliber of football, and that's a lineman assignment. Our defense has always been physical, but we can't have the mental lapses we had on Saturday to give up a gap or an alignment based on what they do offensively. So we have to really be sharp and mentally focused. I don't question our effort. I don't question our physicality, because our defense has been bringing that week in and week out. But we're going to see how sharp we can be to stop their offense, like you said, in their 2 wins that they've had. Offensively, they're only allowing 72 yards rushing defense, and that's our bread and butter, to rush the football. So something's going to have to give there. We are who we are. We're going to run the football to score some points and hopefully wear you out in the fourth quarter, no matter if it's, again, and they're a top defense in the country rushing the football. So we're certainly going to beat our battle, but that's not going to make us change who we are. And each week we've gotten better, and certainly with our last week being the best week to run the football. And we've got to run the clock. Our time of possession was very good versus St. Ambrose. It just didn't equal points and are saving us to score some points with 11-minute differential. That's almost a whole quarter. You keep the ball from maybe an explosive McKendree offense who's doing something very unique and our defense hasn't seen. But we're excited. Hey, and it's McKendree. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're coming to town, and that's a big rival for us. A lot of our guys know their guys, and the proximity of where they're coming from, that's a big to-do. So we're excited to have McKendree here. We're home again in our community and administration and the Hawk fans, so we're fired up to get ready to go.
All right, Coach. Well, last thing I'd like to ask you is, what's your prediction on the game? What do you think the final score will be?
Hawks win, that's for sure. We're going in to get that W. Probably not sure. Scoring, our defense shows up. Our defense are pretty good as well. Statistically, we're up there pretty well. And offensively, we got to score, 3 to 4 touchdowns to win, and hopefully minimize, what they do offensively, and get some turnovers on defense. And not sure I have a prediction for you. Hey, 41-40 or 3-0. The Hawks are trying to get their first one, so whatever it takes, we'll find out.
All right, well, thanks again, Coach, for stopping in. And as you guys all hear, prediction, Hawks win, first win of the season. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it.